I always think baggy clothes are gonna look different on me, but then I put them on. Usually, I get an opposite gendered style, and then I get the size in my gendered style. So if I think, ooh, I want to get like a big baggy oversized hoodie, but it's a men's hoodie, I don't need a 2X, especially because like my boobs be all the way. It's a mess. Today I feel two things. One, orange soda makes me not want to talk. That's what I cleared up. Like as soon like I feel the effects just like settling in, and I was sitting here and I'm like, I could put on a podcast and go for a long walk. I could put on a playlist and do some like typing tasks, but to talk for 10 minutes, to answer telephones from the working public. Here's the thing about the working public. That is the island of misfit toys. It is the sick and shut in. Like the people outside, like the general public, is all the craziness. Like everything you're afraid of in the world, that just exists in the general public because the world is crazy and people don't have like safe spaces to rejuvenate. Anyways, so that's why I was like, and then I was sitting here thinking, oh, yeah, I could like get back in bed after that. That's why it says 1 to 2 puffs and then let the effects sit in. But I'm having this thing where I only am breathing. This is why the Fall Free February is coming up, but that's not until February and it's literally only the beginning of January. So turn it up. But anyways, I was just, I need to probably place another order. But then I'm like, do I want to place another order? I kind of want to go to New Jersey and get like the federally legal dispensary. I just need to go to a dispensary. I haven't been to a dispensary in, well, I guess I went to a dispensary last year. Never mind. I used to go to dispensaries. And I'm thinking I could go to a dispensary here, but the process of like getting a medical card seems so silly. Anyways, today I feel like, okay, my job as like an aunt, as in we are the aunts, but also an aunt because my sibling had a kid. Fridays, like Friday mornings, they feel the promise of Friday morning. It just feels like, okay, this week I literally did not do anything on my agenda except I did reach all of my finance goals. And the thing about that is I how do I like I've unwounded, you unwind this relationship you have with money, but then you're like, well, at the end of the day though, I still need it. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that. Like, okay, cool, you not a servant to capital, you not a stooge, you not a bootlicker, you none of these things. You're not cooning. You just cool. You cooling with your funky hat, and you just start to think to because they also sold these hats with like an emblem here because they're called like Russian style, which is what I was looking for. Like if it was bigger in fuzziness and circumference, which I could probably find if I didn't purchase it on the internet for $20, is the little symbol. And I was just thinking about Archer because they're spies, and then they was like Mallory was, they was in cahoots with like when you think about these TV shows, and it's really it's bothersome to me because at some point it's like, okay, the TV shows ain't real life, but then at the end of the day the TV shows are kind of real life. Like when you see that Twitter is real life, and it's like, oh, Twitter was only capable of being real life because the TV shows was real life. Like reality TV wasn't like, it's obviously it's a highly produced circus, but when you back to the general public is a highly produced circus. Like, everything is somebody's job, and I think people don't think about that. Like, everything is somebody's job. That means every single thing that happens in the world is because somebody's job was to make it happen. So all the bad shit that exists is because it was somebody's job. And sometimes, bitch, that's your job. Like, I literally had I like Stephen Miller, the man, I think he's the chief of staff. I don't actually know what his position in the administration is, but he's like a real life Nazi, and his wife looks like his sister. And I was thinking about that book Flowers in the Attic, and I don't know much about it, but they remind me of that book. But anyways, I worked for him. Like, I had a contract that was very lucrative, that his name, like, it was him. Like, if you Googled his name and called that number, it would ring to my phone. You know what I mean? I didn't know him. I didn't work for him. But, like, if you Google his name, it called to my phone. So I can go through the nuance of how it technically was a blah, blah, blah. But if you Google his name and dial that number, it called to my phone. And so, but it was my job. And that's the point. Like, it's my job. I don't know this man. I don't know nothing about his I mean, I do, because I have no other hobbies, and I'm just channeling my dead dad hobbies. But, like, it's very much so everything is in my job. So all the evil, like, back to, like, evil ain't, like, hello. That's why you have to just laugh at Kanye West and keep it moving. Like, make sure your kiddos are properly tapped in to what's going on in the world, where they're not, like, getting duped by fucking Kanye West in 2025. But it's very funny. Like, first of all, who thinks, you know what's really dope? A blinged out swastika. And then it's like, who is a jeweler who is like, sure, I'll bling you out a swastika? And then it's like, every time he does that Nazi Hitler shit, he always covers his face, almost as if he understands that it's fucking insane. But on the flippity floppity flip flop side of everything, it's just, it always comes back down to, like, the pedophiles is in charge. And I can never, it's no part of me that can move past that. I am in the basement ranting. Look, I have the tinfoil hat. This is a tinfoil hat. I'm in the basement ranting with a tinfoil hat about pedophiles running the government, because when I was a child, the right-wing conservative media that my father listened to was always saying that shit. And I was like, yeah, not hard to believe. Look at R. Kelly. But then it's like, no, bitch, it's real. And it's not even that it's real. It's so real that people are in denial about it, that nobody threw tea into the lake. Which makes me think of that Pepper Rant episode where they had to do the debate about the Boston Tea Party. And I'm just thinking, like, in the same way they told us about Christopher Columbus, did the people really throw tea into the water and then the water turned to tea? Or is, like, seawater, so it didn't turn to anything? They just littered in the ocean, and sure is a protest, but it was mostly just ocean litter because they was mad about how they was being taxed. And instead of a society in which people literally just talk about shit, they threw all that tea out into the ocean and poison the fish. Like, did they poison the fish when they threw all that tea in the water? Because the point being, when we think about America, it's real cute. Like, the idea of America is real cute. I'm with it. Because, baby, when I tell you what I don't want to do is anything, if the land of prosperity means I don't have to be born a king to become a king, and I have the hat that says I'm a king. I also got the paperwork. You know when people get online and be like, that Mexican stole my job and he had the paperwork to prove it. Like, what is you talking about? I don't know the things I see on the internet, but I'm like, oh no, yeah. When I was a young warthog, my mom did call Latin music, I guess, Chihuahua music. Or no, mostly mariachi bands. She called them Chihuahua music. So it wasn't a good time is my point. As far as, consciousness. But to my other point, I got no more points because we had a time every day except for Wednesday.